The state legislature says we are going to set aside X amount of money, say $8 billion for our public schools. We want it in general to go to these things, but it's the Department of Public Instruction that really determines how that money and how much of that money goes to each of our school districts and how it's distributed to those districts. And right now we have a very district-centered way of funding our public schools. We would like to see it, and we've been John Locke Foundation has been advocating this for several years. We want to see a more student-based funding system. So right now we have a very district-based. Everything is based on the school district and the schools in that district.
So Terry, the legislature has now set up this study group that's going to take a look at all this. It sounds really complex, even just from the different things that you're describing. So where do they start? When they all sit down at that first meeting, what are they going to say, here's what we're going to do?
Well, I hope they start by looking at the current system. They need to acquaint themselves with how the current system works, because that will tell them all they need to know about the necessity to change it. Because there are some folks that don't believe that we need to change the way we fund our public schools. They like it just fine. And some, frankly, don't care about the issue that it's not very transparent, that it's not easy to find where $A starts and ends. So that's not a concern. So they first have to make sure that they understand the current system, and then they have to see what alternatives are out there. And you look at a lot of the alternative systems. Some of them have a variation of the way that we fund schools now, and some are a radical departure to the way we fund our public schools now. And I think that's the direction we need to go in.